Malavika Avinash, senior leader of the BJP, the ruling party of Karnataka, is with me live. Malavika Avinash, thanks for being with me. The court has just made some proposals which are pretty important, but there is a degree of confusion about what this will lead to now. The court has basically said the schools and colleges must reopen and children must not insist on religious items. No hijabs, no saffron shawls, basically. Can you give us any clarity, madam, about whether your government will open schools as scheduled tomorrow or not for now?
Shiv, just as you have, fortunately, thanks to this, digital accessibility, I was watching the court till a while ago, till they concluded and ordered that they'll resume on Monday. What came through very, very clearly in what the final order of the Chief Justice is that schools shall resume, and that is an order of the court. I don't think the government has any room now to decide whether or not to. He has very clearly ordered that schools and colleges must resume. Because I think the court has also seized of the situation, because it's been 2 years and there's been so much of education that the kids have already missed. So I don't think the court has allowed any room for consideration for the government. So I would presume that the government will follow the court order and resume school tomorrow. And despite repeated urging by the petitioner's lawyers that they cannot go back to school minus the scarf, because that is the interim relief that they sought.
Okay.
In many ways, Shiv, if you ask me, since I am a lawyer, also I can tell you that indeed is the final prayer of the petitioner, right?
Okay.
That to be allowed to wear a hijab. So the court also has turned down that request of providing an interim relief. So there is no interim relief.
Okay.
The court merely said that the status quo will be maintained, that none of the students, this way or that way, that is wearing the saffron shawl or the hijab, will insist on wearing either of them. Let me also clarify to everybody here that perhaps the saffron shawl came as a response to the insistence on hijab, or the saffron shawl issue would have not arisen at all, because so far nobody wore them. Therefore, I think this was largely for the petitioners to tell them to go back to school until the court hears the matter on whether or not hijab is essential to the practice of Islam itself. That's the question that the court will discuss on Monday.
In fact, for the first time on television, we also have Ziba Shireen, who's a member of the Campus Front of India. They've been a group that has been pro-hijab during this entire protest. But I also want to bring in a student from the Hindu community. She's requested us not to take her name. She's one of the students who was, protesting in a saffron shawl a few days ago. So we're not going to reveal her identity at her request. But madam, thank you for being here with us on India Today. Your first reactions to what the High Court has said. They've basically said that the colleges must reopen immediately without any delay, and there should be no religious items insisted upon by any students. Your reaction to that first? Can you hear me, ma'am? We're not taking your name.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you your reaction to what the High Court has just said, that the colleges must reopen, but students must not insist on any religious items. Okay,
it is good to hear that colleges are reopening, but still the situation, the problem here is not addressed. Okay, am I audible?
Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So the situation here, the problem here is it is not still addressed. Here we are considering, we are raising the concern that hijab is a religious, essential religious practice which cannot be excluded from their lives, from their daily lives of a Muslim women. And it is identified, it is considered under Article 25 and under Article 21. Expressing their identity is also a fundamental right. So here, what is happening is all these issues. We are really concerned. We are really disappointed that religious identities should not be insisted on students. So the students, the girls who are fighting, who are demanding for this. For their rights shall be given to them as soon as possible. That's a decision that the court should be taken. Here, I need to tell you that there is a clear violation of fundamental rights, and I strongly believe that this is a part of a conspiracy of Hindutva, and this is not the first time that they are targeting the Muslim women, but a lot of times from the Sulidis to Bullibai, then after the Clubhouse platform, there was held a discussion humiliating, harassing, and defaming Muslim women and Muslim identities, questioning their identities, and later on there is a hijab ban in Karnataka. So all these issues we are connecting, we are afraid, we are raising the concern that this is under a conspiracy of Hindutva. We are addressing it as an organized conspiracy to dehumanize Muslim women in India. So we are addressing it as an organized conspiracy by.
Okay. I'm going to try and fix that audio. I apologize. There was a bit of a communication gap. This is Ziba Shireen of the Campus Front of India. This group has just gone and met, Muskan, the student who was harassed in Mandya a couple of days ago. In a moment from now, we'll also be joined by a student who protested in her saffron shawl. Now, remember, this has become a face-off between students in their hijabs and students in their saffron shawl. So bear with me for just a moment and I will be bringing you voices from the students group that's been protesting with their saffron shawls as well. Ziba has said that they are disappointed with what the High Court has said and they will figure out what they need to do next. Malavika, you've heard what the Campus Front of India has just said. This is a group that your party and your government has said has been mischievously provoking these students and trying to foment communal tension. Ziba Shireen of the Campus Front of India is right here. What would you like to say to her? She says they're disappointed by what the court has said.
I urge Ziba to first stop spreading these malicious lies that she just spoke. All right, there is no hijab ban in Karnataka. First and foremost, there is no blanket ban across colleges on hijab in Karnataka. Let her stop lying to the entire nation. All right. Second, there is one college in Udupi which has a certain uniform that does not permit scarf, and hence this petition. So let's get this very, very clear to the people of India. Let women like herself stop misleading her own people as well as the other students who have all jumped into this today. There is absolutely no need to fearmonger like this and say that there is some Hindutva force taking away all their rights. What kind of nonsense is she speaking? Which force is taking away their rights? Where in Karnataka is hijab banned? Can she show me anything to prove all her allegations? So let them stop spreading all these falsehoods. Let them understand the situation. And today it is the court which has said you cannot wear religious things on yourself when you go to school. It is not the Karnataka government. Will she at least respect the court? Because she doesn't seem to, because she hasn't heard what the court said.
Ziba, would you like to respond to that? There are these falsehoods. There are these falsehoods which are being spoken about by your group, several others. Even the government in Pakistan has been saying that Karnataka has banned the hijab, which is completely false. This is about schools, and even the court has now observed on that. How would you respond to what Malavika is saying?
Yeah, I would like to know then what is happening in Karnataka. What is the current situation in Karnataka? More than 20 students, more than 20 colleges.
Please read up. Please read up. Yeah. If
Malavika,
you'd like to know what is going on, please
Malavika, let her finish. I'll come back to you so we can hear you both. You can respond to her. Let her finish. Ziba, finish your point.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so I would like to drag your attention on what is happening in Karnataka and the conspiracy behind this hijab issue. So there is election coming. I hope you can understand. There is election coming in Karnataka, and this issue is taken up by BJP and making it a political communal issue.
I'm gonna.
The students who have with the Muslim girls yesterday are now turning against them and asking them to remove their hijab, and only then they will remove their saffron shawls. Lakhs of turbans and saffron shawls are distributed by ABVP students in schools.
Lies.
Why is this hijab versus saffron shawl a right? I would like to tell you that please give me some time to answer what you have asked before.
Yeah, finish your point. I'll come to you, Malavika. Finish your point, Ziba. I'll come to Malavika after that.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to tell you that hijab is an essential practice, a religious practice of a Muslim community, Muslim women, and it shall not be excluded from her daily life. And it is also ensured protected under Article 29 Clause 2 for your right of information. It is also protected under Article 29 Clause 2 that no institution can expel or limit the permission of any person in India just because they are from the particular community, religion, caste.
Hold on for a second, Ziba. The Karnataka Education Minister is speaking. Let me just quickly dip into what he's saying, then I'll come back to you.
Sir, Honorable Court also mentioned that no student should insist on wearing religious dress when the matter is pending. So the court likely to continue hearing on Monday. So how do you see this?
Again, I am repeating, I have not seen the judgment. Neither our law department has said what has been reported in the court today. But one thing, my common sense is that when they have not given interim relief, then the notification of the act and rule prevails. According to the act and rule, uniform is must is every institution has a right to prescribe the uniform, and many schools have prescribed the uniform, and the school should run according to that.
So reportedly, the students who have filed the case in the High Court of Karnataka, if they don't get the orders in favor of them, they are likely to move to the Supreme Court, the apex court of country. So how do you see this, the trend which is going on?
Really, I feel sympathetic towards that girls. There is a limit. When many high courts have given the judgment, when Kerala High Court has given, when Bombay High Court has given, those students did not go to till Supreme Court, apex court. But the students in Udupi, that too in Karnataka, who had followed uniform so far, and they have been graded as very good student, why they are thinking like that? Let God only give the so that they will continue their education.
So one last thing, the court is also said that from Monday onwards the school can start since the government of Karnataka has given 3 days leave pertaining to this hijab incident. So will the government of Karnataka reopen the schools in the whole state?
Anyhow, I said that we are meeting with CM. CM is going to chair the meeting. By that time, the final orders of the court, I think we will receive it. After knowing the real order of the court, we are going to decide.
So being the education minister, are you happy with today's hearing?
Definitely, whatever the report you have done in the TV, if by that, I am really happy.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I'm joined now from Udupi by a student who was wearing a saffron shawl and protesting against the students wearing their hijabs. She joins me live now. She's requested us not to use her name and not to reveal her identity because things are still tense on the ground. Madam, thank you for speaking to India today. As you know, we reflect all sides. We have a representative of the BJP. We have a representative of the Campus Front of India as well. But I'd like to ask you directly, your reactions first, madam, to what the High Court has just said. They've said that the colleges need to reopen immediately and students should not insist on hijab or shawl or any religious thing. Your reaction? Go ahead, we can hear you, ma'am. That question was for you. Madam, can you hear me? क्या आप सुन सकते हैं? Can you hear me? I'd like to ask my producer to get through to Shivamurthy and tell him that, yes, I'm asking you, the colleges, the High Court has asked for the colleges to be opened immediately and the students not to insist on any religious items. How would you react to that?
Any religious items. How would you react?
Yeah, we are perfectly fine with it. That is what we are asking for. We don't want religion in our college. We are asking for uniformity. It was never the matter of religion.
The students who are wearing their hijabs are saying that this entire matter started by students who insisted on wearing saffron shawls. Where did this entire fight begin? Because the students wearing their hijabs are pointing at students like you and saying those who wore saffron shawls started this entire fight.
No. It started from a college where few Muslim students started wearing hijab suddenly. Out of nowhere, the hijab which was not there just 10 to 20 days ago, they suddenly started wearing it. So it is kind of going against the rule of the college. And they are kind of influencing on the other religion that even you should bring a religion higher than education. It's like they are valuing their religion more than education. But there are some places where we should give up the religion, like education. And in hospitals, if you go, they ask you to remove a hijab, whatever it is. In Hindus, we wear bangles, bindi, earrings and all. We remove all that. I know it is religion and we are not going against the religion. We are talking about the rules here. It was never the matter of religion. Inside the college, we need uniform.
You're saying
they started it.
Yeah.
They started it wearing the hijab and telling it is their religion. So now when they are bringing religion in front of their education, why should the other religion students stay quiet? Even we will come with saffron shawl then. If hijab is fine according to their religion, saffron shawl should be fine according to our religion.
How did this start? Why do you see, you are all classmates, you are all fellow students in these colleges. My simple question is, why do you think this suddenly started? In fact, those six students, young Indians wearing their hijab, decided to do this suddenly, you are saying. Why did they suddenly decide to do it? Are there any answers to that question, madam?
Actually, we don't know. Somebody might have influenced them or brainwashed them to do such things. Because see, in that college, not just 6 students, there are many other Muslim students who were not wearing and they were simply abiding by the rules of the college. Suddenly, out of nowhere, they started wearing it and they went against the rules. So that's how they started. They could have simply followed the rules and stayed silent. Are the other religions not staying silent by following the rules? Do you think they don't have religion? Even we have, right?
The reason I'm asking...
They brought religion first. See, in college, what we value is, we value the education. If they value religion more than education, they can go to particular institutions where they can follow their religion more than education. There are such institutions where they are allowed to wear, Muslim institutions.
The students like yourselves who are protesting with saffron shawls, the pro-hijab students say that you were influenced by some outside groups, by some right-wing Hindu groups to bring saffron shawls and wear them in class outside campus. How would you react to that? Because they are saying that you were influenced by outside parties who are trying to play politics and create a communal situation.
Yeah.
The outside parties them, because they started, we cannot stay silent when it comes to the matter of our religion. If one can showcase their religion, why should the other religion stay silent, keep the religion at home? we can also bring it, right? They are kind of showing us that you can go against the rules, you can make an impact like that. So it is influencing the other religion students from the same college to do such things. In that matter, somewhere we are forgetting education and we are drawing a line, the religion difference in the college.
We have a representative of the Campus Front of India as well, Ziba Shireen, who is with us. Malavika Avinash is from the BJP, the ruling party of Karnataka. But before I go to both of them, madam, I want to ask you once again, why do you think this entire protest has actually started? You're saying that these students did not wear hijab earlier. They say that they always wore hijab and suddenly these new rules have been imposed on them. You're saying it was never a problem in the past. They've suddenly decided to wear hijab and appear in college. What do you think is the reason? You're saying that some outside influence has happened, but what do you think is the reason? Do you think it is because of elections in Karnataka next year? Do you think it is election season in different other parts of the country? You must be having some opinion on why this has happened.
In a college where there were no rules for hijab,
I can hear you. Go ahead. Can you hear me, madam?
yeah, in a college where hijab was not allowed, they suddenly started wearing it. So that's how it created a problem. So if you see, suddenly somebody started wearing it. They don't all of a sudden come with religion in their mind to college. All these days it was not there. So somebody must have told them. Some organization is definitely behind it, helping them to do such things.
Do you
Feel such things in their mind to value religion more than education.
Okay. Do you think the Campus Front of India has a part to play in this? I will get Ziba to respond to you after you answer my question. But do you think Campus Front of India is one of the groups that is instigating these students wearing hijab, madam?
Maybe, I don't know. We can't tell that. They should be knowing it. We don't know whether it is about the religion or somebody did that on purpose. All this is deliberately spoiling the atmosphere of the college. We are asking for uniform. It was never the matter of religion.
Okay. Ziba Shireen, would you like to respond to that? You heard a student. No other channel has the guts to give both sides. We've had the hijab petitioners on our channel for the last 3 days running. So, India Today always brings the voices of students, no matter which side of this very ugly divide they are on. So you can always trust us to tell the truth and listen to students. Here you have a student who was protesting with a saffron shawl saying that we are interested in education, not in religious stuff. We welcome what the High Court has said. We simply want uniformity. She says that outside groups possibly influenced these students to wear the hijab and create all this tension. Ziba, how would you respond to that?
Yeah, I would like to know something that whether the saffron shawl that they are wearing is identified as their religious practice. Is that protected under fundamental rights of their religion? I would like to know that. Or the methods of reacting to a hijabi students attacking the hijabi Muslim girls in the colleges and raising. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you. But the question, Ziba, is about outside influence. See, whether hijabs and saffron shawls are going to be allowed is with the court right now. The court has asked students not to insist on these things. Respond to what this young student is asking you about the outside influence. She says outside influencing groups have instigated the students to make hijab into an issue suddenly out of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. I will make it clear about the outside influence of the issue in Karnataka. There is seen Mr. Yashpal Suvarna with ABVP students distributing the saffron turbans and saffron shawls between the students and taking photographs with them. And there is BJP MLA leading the chairmanship of a PTA meeting in Udupi College and explaining to students and not telling them not to come to the college without and reaching outside college. And ABVP students here, ABVP students in Karnataka, replacing the national flag and hosting their class, attacking the Muslim girls, and chanting Jai Shri Ram. So, what is the politics behind the issue?
But you
Tell me
haven't.
that.
But you haven't answered the question about whether there was outside influence also on the hijab students, because were they also innocent victims of people who are
Yeah.
instigating them and raising their emotions from the outside is the question. Let me get the student wearing the saffron shawl to respond to that. Madam, how would you respond? Ziba Shireen of the Campus Front of India says that the ABVP and other Hindu groups have been instigating youngsters like you. You have already partially answered that, but would you like to respond to Ziba? Madam, if you can hear me, you heard what Ziba Shireen of the Campus Front of India said. Would you like to respond to her? She says that students like you who are wearing saffron shawls were instigated by the ABVP, who distributed shawls to all of you, put out messages on WhatsApp groups and asked you all to come to college wearing saffron shawls. How would you reply to Ziba in that?
No. There is no party influence or there is no organizational influence on us. We are coming up for our religion. There is no outside influence.
Okay. You're saying that there is no outside influence. Right now, the High Court, madam, has basically said that neither side can insist. Neither side can insist on any religious items, which means that the students wearing hijabs cannot wear their hijabs if the college is open, and those wearing saffron shawls, which you say is a reaction, cannot insist on saffron shawls to go to college. Is that acceptable to you? Is that what you want, basically? Let me bring in Malavika Avinash, because I'm going to try and get the student wearing the saffron shawl to be able to hear me a little better. Malavika, where are we on this? The point is, you've got the students in saffron shawls saying the hijab students suddenly decided to wear their hijabs. The students in the hijab said, we've always been wearing hijabs. It was an ABVP conspiracy. They were asked to come in saffron shawls and provoke and instigate us. It's become a situation where perhaps a deeper investigation will be necessary to understand where this actually started, and more importantly, why.
ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
Malavika, you're on mute. Please unmute.
I'm sorry. I think it's amply clear what actually happened, because we all live in the state of Karnataka and we've been watching the developments day by day. So has the government. The Campus Front of India is either deliberately and maliciously lying, or they are completely ignorant of what is going on. Either of which will be found out by the government upon investigation, because there has been a lot of violent protesting in the last 4-5 days. Therefore, there will be investigations that will reveal who really was behind all of this. Now, as far as this issue itself is concerned, the school has made it amply clear. Over the months and over the years, they have never permitted wearing of scarf, which is hijab in this case, in the school premises. That is, once you enter the gate, you cannot wear it. And let me tell you, Shiv, since you said you heard the petitioners too live on camera, I watched it too on your channel this morning. And the girl indeed agreed that some of her friends who are now co-petitioners did not wear the scarf in the past, but want to wear it now. All right. So this is the genesis of the problem. Now, this Campus Front of India representative earlier said the meeting was conducted by the local BJP MLA. Fortunately or unfortunately for them, the MLA happens to be from BJP. So who else is to conduct the meeting according to her? Should we invite Pinarayi Vijayan to do it? No, the local MLA will do it. And it has always been the case that the college takes into account the opinion of all the stakeholders, the parents, the students, the officials, as well as the management of the college to decide what the uniform should be. And these girls, they are not the only Muslim girls there. I think the student who protested in a saffron shawl very wisely spoke of what the situation was. She said there are many girls who don't wear it also. So this is not some 10,000-year-old practice as they are portraying it to be. It is not. They have, for some reason, what reason it is, we'll find out on investigation. Whether they were influenced, whether they were brainwashed, whatever that may be. But these girls have suddenly found the reason to insist upon a hijab, and the colleges objected.
Okay.
What followed was a reaction. The wearing of the saffron shawl is not the genesis of the problem.
It's going to be very crucial.
The saffron shawl came as a reaction to this insistence upon
It's going
hijab.
to be crucial.
Now
That
she very
point
wisely says she'll go back to college.
Okay.
Because they don't feel the need to wear any saffron shawl. They want to follow the uniform.
Okay.
Because the other side said so, they said so. That's all.
Okay, it's going to be very crucial to see, whether this detail is going to be clarified in the next hearing of the High Court, because who instigated it is going to be a very important issue, because this is not just about the students. I think most reasonable people agree that this is not just about the students, that there are outside influencers and groups who are looking to use students to create a communal situation. Whether it is the Campus Front of India, whether it is the ABVP, there are fingers pointing in both sides. That's what I want to establish here. But madam, the student who was wearing the saffron shawl, I'm going to refer to you as madam because I can't take your name. What would you say, since this entire fight started out, what has been your message to Muslim students wearing the hijab? Have you tried to reach out to them? Because after all of you are classmates. Has there been any attempt to try and speak to each other?
No, it wasn't possible, but still we are trying to tell that we value the uniform. We are not going against anybody's religion or their cultural practice or anything. We are asking for the uniformity. We never went against their religion. What they are thinking is we are opposing their religion, their practice of religion. It is not that matter. Inside the college, we expect to be treated equally. We don't want that religion difference or anything inside the college.
What do you think is going to happen now, madam? I want to ask you, because the court has said schools and colleges have to reopen and students cannot insist on this. Do you think this will settle the matter, or do you think there's more trouble ahead? I wish I knew the answer, but I want to know what you think, since you are a student whose life is directly impacted by this.
Yes. So, see, right now it is said that we can go to college, but no practicing of religion and all. That is the best thing we can tell. That is what we are asking for. In the first place, they started it because they were bringing religion into the education. Again, now, right now, what is the situation is like, you can go to the college, but no practice of religion. We are coming back to the same point. That is what we were asking for. Now, that is what it is said. We are fine with it. Nobody has any problem with this.
Ziba,
if you have a if there is any problem, then it is like you're supporting the religion more than education.
Ziba,
We are worried of exams. We want to study. We don't want such issues.
I'm sure you want all the journalists also to leave from Udupi, because you want to get back to college and get back to your students. And believe me, as a journalist, I can tell you, I honestly wish that we didn't have to report on a story like this from the beautiful state of Karnataka, and it breaks my heart. I'm from Karnataka as well. In fact, I happen to be from Udupi, and this is something that is extremely distressing. But Ziba, how are you advising the petitioners? Because the Campus Front of India has shown solidarity with them. You are talking to them, you are meeting them. With the High Court now saying you cannot insist on any religious items and schools and colleges must reopen, what are you advising the petitioners to do? The reason I'm asking is because you are an outside group. They are young students who are still very vulnerable, in this entire public glare. How are you advising them now? And they're all watching you, because Karnataka is watching India Today.
Yeah.
still showing extreme solidarity and upholding their rights. I can tell you, I can speak. Students understand that. I just want to make you understand two things which are ensured under the Constitution. One is Article 25, which gives the right to follow, practice, propagate, and profess a religion.
But
And in
Ziba,
which that
Ziba, you're giving me the theory. I'm asking you if the
She's just parroting what she's been asked to
no,
say.
Ziba, no,
I
no.
don't think you can expect
With the
any
greatest of
wisdom from
respect.
her.
No, I respect everyone equally. Ziba, I'm simply asking you a simple question. Ziba, just take my question. I'm saying that the Chief Minister of Karnataka is going to hold a meeting today. Let me just ask a question that you can answer specifically. I'm saying, what are you advising the students to do if the college is open tomorrow? The Chief Minister will take a call by tonight whether the colleges should open tomorrow. If that happens, will the students wearing hijab go back to college, or will they not go to college because they've been asked not to wear their hijabs?
It is up to them to decide. But I need to tell you that what these saffron wearing girls and men, boys are thinking or insisting to create, what is it? And I really need to tell that the right they're demanding, the girls wearing hijab are demanding for is their right, which are protected under Article 25, in which it says that the government cannot interfere in the religious practices unless it harms the public, unless it harms the morality, unless it harms the health of any other people. And let me ask you one question: how is my hijab harming the public morality and health of some other people?
But that's not what is under question. That is not, but Ziba, with the greatest of respect, that is not what is under question. It's not about morality or whether you're affecting somebody else. The issue under question here is about school uniforms, college uniforms.
Yeah, I would like to know that. What is the purpose of a uniform? What is the purpose of a uniform?
Uniformity, it's there in the word.
Yeah, exactly. A uniform is to identify the student of that particular institution and also to reduce the discrimination and inequality between students. And also, I would like to make you sure that India is a country which upholds the value of unity in diversity, not excluding a particular community. This is institutionalized discrimination. Those students were allowed to come into the college but made to sit separately in another auditorium, and they were not even given the classes yesterday. This is apartheid. Call it apartheid. Call it Islamophobia. This targeting a particular community, Muslim community, targeting Muslim women, and questioning their identity and making them low from other students, but discriminating from other students. They are small students. Understand, their education is the most concern. They need their future. They need their future.
One is
BJP leaders.
I have to. This is something I'm going to ask both sides. I'm going to ask this to both sides because there are other religious things. There are other religious adornments, not necessarily clothing, that belong to the Hindu community. I want to ask Ziba first. Will these students prioritize going back to college, or will they say without the hijab we will not go back to school or college? Which is going to take a priority? That's a question that a lot of people are asking as well. Is it going to be education, padhai, or hijab?
Two things.
It's sad that it has come to this choice, but that's what the court has imposed now.
Yeah, the right to practice a religion and the right to get education are both protected under the fundamental rights. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Finish your point.
The two are protected under fundamental rights, and these two things are rightfully mine. These two things are protected for me by my constitution, and you are asking me to choose between two things which are totally mine, and sacrificing one for another, compromising one for another. Why should I sacrifice? Why should
but
I
then that is but there is no ban on but that would that answer, but Ziba, that answer would apply if there was some kind of a ban on wearing the hijab itself, which is patently not the case in Karnataka. This happens to be about a few colleges as far as the uniform is concerned, not about an overall ban on on the hijab. In fact, groups like the Campus Front of India have made it sound like there is a statewide ban on the hijab, which is not just false, but it is also dangerous, because you've been instigating students to believe that there is some kind of communal ban on the hijab, not just inside but outside school as well, which is not true.
No, this hijab, I will make it clear that hijab is an essential religious practice of
Even at the cost of
women.
education.
It cannot be circumstances. It is her right to follow it. It is her right to practice it.
Okay.
It is protected under constitutional right. And let me make you clear that the colleges, the hijabi girls are demanding for the right to wear hijab.
Okay.
Not burqa, not hijab or nothing. The right which matches the uniform. And they are not asking for any other colors. They are asking for their right to wear hijab, which matches the uniform.
Let me bring in the madam who is a saffron shawl wearing student. How would you respond to what Ziba Shireen is saying? She's saying that this entire issue goes against the idea of unity in diversity. Uniforms are about identifying a person to be from a particular institution, but by insisting on these girls not wearing their hijab, you are taking away their fundamental right. How would you respond to that?
Nobody is going against the rights. That's what, when they told unity in diversity, we are looking at the unity here. We need unity. Uniformity is not just the representation of the college or an institution. It is inside the college. It represents everybody as an equal person, equal citizen of India. First, they are the citizen of India coming to study here. Education is their religion inside the campus. Nobody is talking about religion here. Nobody asked them to leave their religion and come. Let them practice. Even we are practicing our own religion, but there are places where you should place education first and religion next. First, we are citizen of India. We are studying for the betterment of the country. We ask for uniformity, equality, unity in diversity again. See, there are places where, let me give you an example. You go to the swimming pool. There you are asked to wear only nylon clothes. And you can't come up and tell that, no, I have to wear cotton or such materials. There are rules. You have to follow the rules. Suppose you ask that I will wear only cotton, I am not going to wear anything else. So they will just ask you to leave the swimming pool and go. Please go somewhere else, ma'am. You can't go against the rules and come here. It's that simple.
It's not a religious rule. It's just a rule within the campus. Is what? Okay, I just want to say that there are many people. Okay, there are many people, and I'm not for a moment suggesting that this is a black and white issue. There are nuances on this. We also have, and since this is India Today, the newsmakers always come to us first. Ziba, Malavika, and Madam with the saffron shawl. BC Nagesh, the Karnataka Education Minister, is also joining us live right now. He's also joining us live right now. Minister Nagesh, good to see you again back here on the channel that broke this story and has all the voices. Just to inform you, sir, that we have, we have a member of the Campus Front of India. We have a student who was wearing a saffron shawl and protesting. They are both here. They've both been debating while you were joining us. I want to first get your reactions, Minister Nagesh, to what the High Court has said today and whether you are planning to open schools from tomorrow. That's the suspense for all students now.
CM has called meeting at 6 o'clock. CM has called education ministers and home minister to the meeting. Our senior officers will be there in the meeting. After we get the written order from the High Court, definitely we are going to take good decision. Sir,
any message on the back of what the High Court has said?
Yeah.
What is your message to the students? We have, we have a young Indian wearing a hijab, supporting the protesters, wearing their hijabs. We also have a saffron shawl protester, both live with you right now on the screen. What would be your message to both of them, sir?
I request the student to maintain peace, to follow the law of the land, to follow the whatever the rules which Act and Rule of Karnataka State Act says. It is the duty of every citizen to follow the law and law of the land, and clear notification has been prescribed by the department according to the Act and rules. And since examination is on April 16th, I request the student to come to the classes so that whatever the remaining syllabus which we have to complete, we will complete it. And they have lost classes from last 1.5 years because of COVID. And Karnataka is the only state which run the schools and colleges even in the COVID-3, taking all care so that students' education should not be disturbed. And I am the happiest man if a court has given a judgment to start the colleges, and if High Court has ordered the student to follow the uniform and nothing other than the uniform.
What if the students, sir, either the students wearing the saffron shawls or the students wearing the hijabs? Let's start with the ones wearing the hijab. What if they refuse to come back to college without the hijab? If you open the colleges, they refuse to come back without the hijabs. What happens then?
What happened has so far no institution has allowed other than uniform, and the same thing will continue.
I want first.
Can you imagine that can you imagine that liars can go to the court without uniform?
Okay.
Can you imagine the police can come to the duty without uniform?
Understood. Your point is taken, sir. You've been saying this for the last 3 days as well. I want to ask the student who's been joining us for the first time. Madam, the student wearing the saffron shawl, the Karnataka minister is listening to you. 1 second, sir. Just take one question. One question, minister. One question. Madam, would you like to ask a question to the Karnataka Education Minister, BC Nagesh? He's listening to you live here on India Today. What would you like to say to him? What would you like to ask him?
We would like uniformity and a strict rule for uniform. Irrespective of religion, everybody has to follow the same uniform. That is what we ask.
Minister Nagesh?
That is what the notification has given.
And is it going to be implemented, sir? What if there is more trouble? Because this is something that is acceptable to one side, not acceptable to another side. It's a very emotive issue. There is religious identity.
This rule has been implemented in Karnataka since years, not yesterday or the day before yesterday. Since years, the uniform has been insisted, and all our students have followed the uniform, and they have been well educated. But since it is a bad time for that sick student who insisted for the hijab.
Sir, one last question. BC Nagesh, one last question, sir. The Campus Front of India representative is also here. This is a group that you have said is actually stoking emotions and creating trouble. I want her to just say something and I want you to respond to her. Ziba, what question would you ask the minister? The minister says rules have to be followed. The High Court has made it very clear.
Yeah, I would like to ask him to maintain peace and to control the violent students, violent ABVP students who are instigating the other students, Hindu students, and attacking the Muslim girls, and to stop that and maintain peace. Maintain and control the violence that's happening there, and I also want the girls to still believe, to still have faith in the Constitution and also in the High Court, and we will wait for the verdict, a positive, very positive verdict. Yeah.
Minister, would you like to respond to that? And then there's one more question.
Sorry, sir. Ask that girl not to spread wrong things, because that girl itself has clearly said that no one attacked me. I was putting a slogan of Allahu Akbar. That students were putting a slogan of Jai Shri Ram. There was no such incident. That particular girl has clarified on the TV, not with us. She has gone to the press and she has said that let such girls do not spread and do not image of India should not come down in front of the world.
One final question to you, Minister, from the Saffron shawl student. She has one final request to you.
Right,
Minister.
Thank you.
Okay, he's gotten up. Okay, you can still ask your question. You can still ask your question, madam. We'll make sure the minister hears because he has to meet some other people right now. He has a meeting with the chief minister as well. But madam, in the saffron shawl, go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead and make your point.
Yes. I request no disturbance until our exams get over because we really want to study. We don't want any such disturbances.
Malavika, this is going to be the, probably the common appeal now for peace to be maintained. Students with 2 months left for their exams are practically begging now, saying, we want the media to get the hell out of Udupi and leave us alone. We don't want any story to cover over here. We want to go back to our normal mundane lives, studying for our exams and getting on with our lives and our futures. Can the government ensure that? There is a responsibility on the government also.
I think the government is duty bound to ensure that is maintained, and so is public order. And the minister has clarified to a very large extent what the government thinks. And there is a sense of urgency in the government also to ensure that students get back to college and they have exams that are forthcoming.
Yeah.
And they need to face them with the best of their abilities. So what I urge of my friend from CFI is to at least now let go and stop spreading these lies. There is no hijab ban in Karnataka. There is nobody stopping girl students from going to college. So let them stop these, whatever benefits their agenda, and allow the court to dwell on what they are claiming as their fundamental right, which is whether or not hijab is essential to Islamic practice. That the court will dwell on. I urge her to at least now stop and let go. Please allow the students to study, madam. That's what is my request to people like her and her entire organization. Allow the children to go back, because I think the girl in the saffron shawl has made it very, very clear that she wishes to go back, and the saffron shawl was never on her.
The court has made its proposal public. We will be awaiting what that final order will be, hopefully sometime next week. For now, it has put out very clearly what it wants to see happen starting tomorrow. Now all eyes will be on Chief Minister Bommai and his team, including BC Nagesh, the Education Minister who was just with us, on whether they will open the schools tomorrow itself or will they postpone it to another time. India Today stands with all students. We want them to be able to focus on their studies and crack their exams. Nothing else right now. There shouldn't be any politics. Don't make pawns out of students. Don't make this a religious issue. Thank you very much to our the young student wearing the saffron shawl. Thank you to Ziba. Thank you to Malavika on this special broadcast.